everybody. Assalamu alaikum. This is a part of a collab with the two lovely ladies, Ariyana and Amira. I happen to be the third lovely lady that is in this trio. However, my name starts with an M, which has absolutely no grounds or anything to do with the drawings and what's going on. I thought it was funny. But I love this picture. This is a very, very nice one. In this picture, I challenged myself to do several things. One thing in particular that I focused on is details. I'm not a very detail-oriented person as far as my drawings go. If I can finagle something to look a certain way without having to do the full amount of work, I will and have. But I couldn't. I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do something else. Let's try something different. I've challenged myself with all my recent drawings. This one is one of my favorites. I'm probably gonna say that about all of them, but it is one of my favorites because of how dynamic it turned out to be. I mentioned in another video, I don't know if it's a previous video or post or pre, I'm not sure which one's gonna go up first, but I don't remember my point. Let's talk about the color. I ended up because of the shirt that she's wearing in this little selfie that she had, I ended up choosing red as the final color. I've always thought of red to be a very dynamic color, and her pose was also very dynamic, very strong. And so I was like, yep, red princess, that's what's happening. And that's what I did. I love this girl. She's freaking awesome. She's very funny, pretty cool to talk to. Like, you should go follow her. I don't know her Instagram off the cuff. I'm really bad at Instagram handles. I can recognize art styles, but an Instagram handle, no thank you. That's not my territory. But I'll probably link it below. I really enjoyed drawing her. I really love her eyes. I tried to get this to look as closely to her as physically possible because I didn't want to be the one in the group that was drawing something that looked absolutely nothing like the person that I was drawing, you know? And so I was just like, nope, I shan't be the one. And I twasn't the one. But I like that this picture ended up being very powerful. But the pose was so delicate, so dainty, so cute. Like, I really liked her pose in this picture, and I think that's why I chose it. Like, her eyes, her pose. I just loved everything about it. I didn't necessarily keep the lighting, but, you know, I did what I could. Let's talk about the clothes, because I designed an outfit for this drawing and the drawing of Amira. Off the top of my head, I tried not to use any references because I didn't want to be influenced by something that already existed, unless I had, previously seen it, of course. And designing her outfit was difficult. I had a hard time. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, it just flipped and whoop, the outfit is gone. It's because I didn't like how it was coming out. I wanted it to have some sort of a nice draping, but I also wanted her to wear some sort of a head piece not like headpiece like Nation of Islam headpiece, but headpiece as in just something to put on your head. And I wanted it to be completely different from what Amira's picture had, and so I finagled it all over, finagled here, there, everywhere to try and get this to look the way I wanted it to. And I'm glad I took so long in the designing phase, and that is actually why this picture took such a long time, because on top of already challenging myself with adding extra details, I was also challenging myself in designing something, you know, new that I hadn't seen before. And what I ended up doing is having sort of a headpiece that was a turban, that was like a silk turban almost, and then having a sheer chiffon, sort of a scarf to fall over the eyes. And I really, really like the way it came out, especially the coloring of it, which the coloring is amazing. I dealt with lots of different fabrics in this particular drawing. I wanted to show the difference between something draped like the shawl versus the chiffon scarf that goes over her eyes versus the silk fabric that was pulled tightly in the turban versus the velvet gloves that I have her wearing. But I also wanted her to be very covered. Obviously, a Muslim, you know, she's a Muslim. I'm not forcing this on her. It came out beautiful. And I wanted it to all wrap in to each other, to design something that was different from what we had already have worn before, but also covering enough to be considered Muslim-like. Although the arms showing might be a bit of a taboo, I just really liked that detail, so I added it. And I also added a little ribbon cuff around her arm, and I think that looks cute. So here I get into the framework. Haha, get it? Because she's in the frame now. And I completely designed the frame that she's in by myself. I did learn a trick from someone in school, Kristen. She allows me to link her Instagram. I'll link hers too. With flipping images to make more detailed images when you can't, you know, get in the detail that you want. And that was what ended up happening with this image. Although this doesn't look very complex now, I kept adding and adding and adding until I got something that I was happy with. And then even when I got something that I was happy with, spoiler alert, or rather plot twist, I flipped it to add it to the other side of the frame, and then it made this image, and I was like, yep, that's what I'm going with. So that's what I went with. And it made a lot of extra work for me, but I honestly don't mind the extra work because it was great, you know. It came out nice. You'll see in just a few minutes about that flip that I was talking about. So I have her in a frame. I'm not sure why I have her in a frame, but I love that I have her in a frame. Here comes the flip. And see, I was just like, oh, what was that? And I was like, yep, we're doing that again. So I ended up doing it again and designing those emblems and medallions, I guess. No, they wouldn't be considered emblems. That's wood carving. Those sort of wood carving shapes around the edges of the frame, because I forgot the word just that fast. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about the textures because I've already talked about the textures of the fabric, but I'll talk about the texture as a whole. I really wanted texture in this. I really did. So there is texture going on with all the different kinds of fabric, the texture with the wood on top of all the detail that I added, and I amazed myself, which, you know, I always kind of feel bad about the things that I draw because like I could always be better, but like I amazed myself with this one here. Like, it was honestly, I think, one of the best that I've done because of all the work that went into it and the detail. But that's enough about the drawing. That's enough about me yapping. I can yap for hours. I'm probably gonna come back into the video, give my final thoughts, that sort of a thing. But as for now, enjoy the rest of the drawing. Okay, and with that, that ends the video. I hope you comment, like, share, and subscribe, and follow the links down below because she's an amazing artist. I'll have all her stuff down below. Hope you enjoyed this process. I think it's one of my better ones, technique wise, and hope to see you back soon. Bye.